So we are back. We have one barn left, Jason Mcginnas' barn. He's had a great summer both here, and he still has some horses in Canada. We kept filing a few of them in. Elysium Lindy I was going to send over to Kevin, but I sent Caviar's Triumph. Kevin's going to do a great job with that horse. I think he'll really, really like him. I was just trying to figure out which horse suits which trainer better. We'll leave Elysium Lindy with Jason, at least for now, and see how he is, but he schooled well the other day. So we'll start with Jason's barn in the States. We have Ailsun. We talked about Ailsun. We got to make some real shoeing changes with her. Still some remnants, and she flipped her palate the other night, but I don't think that was from sickness. I think that was from stress. She was really interfering over that Scioto track. I talked to Jason's blacksmith when I was down there. We're going to make some real changes on her, see if we can't get her squared away and straightened up, do a little vet work on her. She's going to race next week. Now, this was a point of contention with some people, was where is she going to race next week? I think she's going to race in the Buckeye Stakes, and the reason for that is she can do good in the Buckeye Stakes and race in the consolation of the Sire Stakes. So it would be nice to see Ailsun sit around 15th, 16th right through the end of the year. That would be helpful, even though some of the horses much further up got in the Sire Stakes consolations last year because they're a little bit later in the year. But it would be really neat to see her make the Buckeye final, because I think this is a filly that can do some real damage in the Buckeye. Might find it a little tough in the Sire Stakes right now. I know she's close to being able to do. We'll see. We'll see how this week plays out with Jason and what he'd like to do. But as of right now, I'm thinking probably the best thing to do with Ailsun is head for the Buckeye and look to maybe have a Buckeye Ohio Sire Stakes consolation tandem. That would be fantastic. Where are we at? Bend Over is okay. Raced okay at the fair. He's racing at the fair. What day is it? Tomorrow. Racing at the fair Tuesday. Dan Noble, I think, is going to drive Bend Over. He was listed on everything. Him and Tyler Smith. I think Jason said Tyler Smith got 2, and Dan Noble got 3. One of the 2 that he's driving is yours if you want it, so I don't know who the other one is. But Bend Over raced Tuesday. Compass Rose DC was second the other day. 50,000 she's socked away so far this year. That's hard to believe, and she is some kind of nice filly right now. Finished second in 59, looked good. Crazy Mission made a break in the fair his last start. So he's in the Buckeye on Tuesday. Again, I'm not sure which driver's driving him, Dan Noble or Tyler Smith. Both are very capable drivers. Emerald Miss, we have her turned out, as we said earlier. Globetrotting, I think she's proven she's probably the best horse in Ohio. As far as 2-year-olds, definitely as far as fillies go. Makes it twice as special as she's eligible to Ohio. We also kept her eligible to the Breeders' Crown. Now that's a tall drink of water right there, but she looked some kind of good the other night, so expecting good things for her for the rest of the year. And then if we decide to, right in our backyard is the Breeders' Crown. So where are we at now? We are at Overdue Mission. Couldn't ask her to do any more or be any better her last 3 starts. She really looks like she's coming on like gangbusters. She's going to race what day is she going to race? The week I'm in Ohio, in PEI on the Tuesday it's Scioto on next Tuesday, so a week from Tuesday. I think she's really, there's a horse I think will like that surface. She loved the fairs. I think she's really going to like that powdery Scioto surface. Rose Run Valiant's been good. Jason was second with him his last start. Again, I don't know the driver on Tuesday, either Tyler Smith or Dan Noble, but Jason said this horse is coming along really, really good. Sometimes things happen. Drew the outside with the trailer. Drew the outside in Urbana. That's going to be a tough race for Spend That Money. Jason said he was awesome in Piketon, his last start. Susie K got her first life.
There's a mobile speed camera ahead.
Oh, I said, because you're right. Spend that money and sometimes things happen. I got them screwed up. Sometimes things happen through the outside with a trailer, and sometimes things happen. It's going to have a tough time. We talked about...
Watch out, roadkill on road ahead.
Roadkill on road ahead, thank you. I think that's a little unnecessary. What
does that mean? Unless
it's a cow or an elephant. I don't really think I need to know that there's roadkill. Seems like a bit much. Anyway, shh, Ava. Spend That Money. We talked about her. A little bit sick. Hi, babe. spend that money. Still a tiny bit sick, but really struggled over that surface. We made some shoeing changes and seemed a bit detrimental actually after the race. She was running in quite a bit where she wasn't before. I think that we need to fix that. Put the shoes back on her. She is going back to Northfield a week from Wednesday, so that's good. She's going back to her stomping grounds where she likes that track. I think she'll be healthy. Going to be quite a bit tighter, and I think you'll see the old spend that money show up. Susie K was a winner at the Athens Fair the other day and looked very good. Win a 24 3/4 length victory. Don't see that very often. Susie K was very good. Yours, if you want, it's going to race Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. Jason's going to race him, and then Ken Holiday. We're going to give Ken Holiday a shot with this colt. Not because anything wrong with Jason. Jason and I talked about it. I think we've done all we can do with this colt. I don't think it's a mental or physical maturity thing. I think his attitude's in question at this point. So a change of scenery may not help him at all. And we'll see. We're going to be keeping a very close eye on what takes place with this colt, especially. He's one of the now 17 horses we've entered in the sale. A couple of them are clawing their way out of that hole, but this guy's got a lot of work to do right here. So yours, if you want it, will be racing Tuesday at the rail, I believe. West 52nd was poor last night. Jason did some vet work on him today. Had the vet draw some blood. Also, we're going to get to the bottom of exactly what's bothering our boy and get that straightened out, because the race the other day was simply unacceptable. And yes was fantastic last night. I know some people said, I looked a little flat. He hadn't raced in 2 weeks. He's coming off the virus. He bled, and it was his first start on Lasix. I think he raced exceptionally well, and I think it just shows what kind of mentality he has going into his next Northfield start. I hope I get in with Lana Stone in Northfield. I really do, especially since the final is in Northfield this year. I'd love to tangle with him just one more time before the final and do it right in the place where our boy has a world record and track record. So that is Jason's American barn. Switching gears over to the Canadian side, and Taros is back training now. He had bumped his ankle. That looks better now. He's back training. Our Vicar raced poor. I gave her a week off. I'm going to look to race her Friday at Grand River if we can. That's where I'd like to race her. Arctic Force is in on Tuesday. Still a little stiff in that left hind ankle, but we're working on it, and I think he'll be okay for Tuesday. Cheatin' Dixie, she's in the sale on the 29th. Just can't quite get there, the poor girl. I really hope somebody gets her and gives her a try, because she's got a good attitude. Delcar Star Angel, I'm on my way to drive her tonight at Georgian Downs. She is going to race 7 or 8, I think. She's in a little bit later. I think the way she raced last week, if she shows up with that kind of mile again tonight, she'll be heading to the winner's circle after. Elysium Lindy is in tomorrow, Monday. James is going to drive him. He schooled very, very good this week, but he is in tough. He's going to need a trip and some luck, maybe a couple of breakers. There's going to be probably a 51 or 52 mile thrown at him, and I think he's a nice horse, but that's a lot to chew off. So we'll see what happens with Elysium Lindy. Nancy Allison didn't get in this week. We're looking to get her in somewhere in the next week. I'd like James to drive her. So worst case scenario, maybe next Sunday at Georgian, but we'll see. I'll play it alone. He schooled not that great the other day. Not that great in the sense he was fast. Still haven't found that happy medium with him. We put the gear on him. We technically would wear on the horse to race him. That was hot. He wouldn't go any with it on, so we took all of it off. Qualified him schooled him just to make sure he's still pacing good, and he was really hot. So we're gonna forego next Saturday's race at the Meadows for him and try and get him back on track. And it's extremely important we do this, because we can either just turn him into a cheap horse that can go fast sometimes, or we can turn him into a racehorse, and I am going to turn him into a racehorse if we can. So we're going to go easy on, I'll play it alone. Maybe not easy on him, but we won't be shipping him to the Meadows next Saturday. Spirit of Dio raced fantastic the other day. 58 apiece last half, 56 last quarter, 28-2, 28-1. I was really happy with her coming back from a poor race, a weak race at the Meadowlands. A little bit of sickness found after that race, shipped her all the way home, and that was her first start back. So I thought she was very good. Totally tacked her, now totally a gelding, and he needs to put some weight on, and we'll get him back home. People say, oh, are you going to race him? yeah, we're going to race him in Ontario. We're going to race him. But I want to give him the time to fill out, let that heal up, fill out, put some weight on, and then put him back in training. It's going to be a little bit for Totally Tractor yet, but it looks to me like he's going to be worth waiting on. He's a good-looking foal. So that's Jason's barn. What?
You have to do Harry's
I have to, no, I already did Harry's barn.
barn.
Oh, I have to do Harry's barn. Okay, that's Jason's barn. I'll be back in a second with Harry Cole's barn.